Stop. It doesn't have brakes. No brakes. No brakes. No brakes.
Oh wow, I got the Kenmore Air one.
What?
Yeah, it's the Kenmore Air. They're based out of Washington.
I like where it put me.
Yeah, see, it's got the same thing. The lifts up the front.
It's the land version of that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has the same tail and the same wings almost.
Yep. Like I said, it's got the long wings. So basically, I guarantee if you didn't have an engine, you could basically use it as a glider.
Oh yeah. Well, no, it might be a little too heavy. Or lighter. The wings definitely aren't long enough. Fucking the wings of a glider are like 25 feet long. Huge. Yeah, I'm gonna do a barrel roll and fucking scare everybody. I can't wait till they include VR. I I turned on the setting to where I'm supposed to see my body and see if I have my seatbelt on. But I look down and I'm looking at the seat cushion. So I'm like, I don't get it. I'm waiting for a response. There ain't no response. This isn't even a real frickin' airport. I mean, it is and it isn't. I think this is a private airport. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Oh no. You motherfucking. Dude, that was dirty. That was so bad. I slammed on my brakes at the end because it said do a U-turn. I was like, the hell? And then I looked at when I hit pause, it's like, no, take off. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, there's some people who are saying that career mode is really kind of like sometimes bug out sometimes because it
Yeah.
gives you like weird things to do in your
Well, from what I heard, this is all AI generated.
No wonder why I don't think stuff.
But yeah, no, that's exactly right. They should. Okay, cool. You AI generated job. Now let's frickin'
Now that you're airborne, how do you like it? So far, so great, right?
I am so confused.
Good. I'll leave it to you then. Enjoy the flight.
Um, yeah, I forgot what I was saying. I got so confused. I was like, the fuck? Oh, the marketers are like way over there because I did what I was supposed to do, but I didn't do what they wanted me to do.
Planes should have. Does that plane have autopilot?
Yeah, but I don't think it does.
Yeah, it does. It should
No.
have it. The middle cluster. See the two screens in the middle. Not yeah, two screens in between there. Usually that's where the autopilot would be at. Somewhere in there.
Comms, joystick.
It should be there. Yeah.
Flight planner. That's all audio.
Yes, it doesn't.
I'm already off to a bad start with this fucking mission. Fucking, I took off on the wrong side, but for some reason it was cool with it. You need to shut up back there.
You sure this is thing? It's a river.
I rode in a fucking Cessna over Lake Superior, and they showed us a sunken sailboat. That was pretty cool. And I didn't learn until like a couple years ago. The water's so cold in Lake Superior and Lake Michigan that shipwrecks remain in perfect condition.
Yeah, because the water's freezing. So
Yeah.
that's why they tell you every time we was out there, there are ice fish and stuff living falling out of the water. But they say water freezing.
Well, I don't plan on walking on the ice, even though like I guarantee you, everybody's gonna be like, it's gonna be your first time, you got to do it. I'm gonna be like, no, I'm not gonna do
You
it.
feel like getting ice on you.
I don't feel like falling through the ice. Ah, I tried this pizza place out, a new pizza place, and it is garbage. 0 out of 10. It failed. The pepperonis are tiny itty bitty pepperonis. I don't like itty bitty pepperonis, and the cheese sucks, the sauce sucks, the dough sucks. It was just completely garbage.
I see the streets. Look over there.
And that shit cost me $40. I'm like, yeah, I'm never buying that shit again. Not from there.
No way. Look at this. Everything looks better from here. Check this view, guys. Now look at my arm. Goosebumps. What a view. I recognize almost everything below.
I wonder if anybody has found a drive-in movie theater yet.
Maybe not. May not have.
They're hard to find. There's only few and far between. You know, it's a thing of the past. They just don't make them
So, the sky over our region is
anymore.
like your office, Captain. My mom would have loved this job.
How far does it go back in time in the game? 2005.
I don't know. I didn't even check the thing. But it doesn't go back to 2001. Because a lot of people were trying to do that because I was like, why do you? Yeah, you want to go back there?
I wouldn't mind going back to the 1980s. I want to see.
I'm almost talking about having it where you could fly an aircraft back in like 1940.
Yeah.
During the war, basically, see what it looked like back then. But there's no, map back then of that damn shit. So people wouldn't know what the hell it is.
I mean, there is maps,
But then I got
but they're
time.
they're pretty crude. Yeah.
I can't wait to tell everyone back home about this.
No traffic. Diamond November, 7960, 6 miles east, 2600, inbound to land.
Because I know, like Boulder,
7 kilo.
most of the roads were dirt roads back in the 60s and 70s. Like I remember this old timer saying, "Yeah, 30th Street and Arapahoe were both dirt roads back in the '60s." I was like, "What?" Today they're like paved 4-lane streets.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow.
No way! Look at this! This is better than I could ever have imagined.
Yeah, it's only damn freaking how they use the voices and the lines and like sound stupid.
Right.
Did y'all
This
ever come up with anything when you made this?
this one doesn't bother me like the last one did. If I saw myself, I would wave at myself. What the hell? He hasn't said
Basic AI. Just,
he hasn't said anything like that, so
you haven't seen the Hannish movie yet. Yeah, let me just drop you at it too.
wow, zombie.
Oh, because all the stuff in there they're saying is just stupid. Especially I had some damn girl and stuff so much. She was on her phone and you could literally hear her whole conversation. Like, the only way I could talk to her is tell her, shut the fuck up.
Uh-huh.
Trying to concentrate and fly. I don't want to hear you talking about your nails and, you know, this and that. No. And she had like, turn into like a smart, like, the pilot. I don't know. He knows, how to get around. I know I can hit the ground.
Wow, zombie. Wow.
It's like the world is laid out in front of me.
Maybe you gotta make it to the
Back to the
point.
airport already, guys. So,
Holy shit, zombie.
So cool. Thanks.
I could probably call you the things the ground.
You remind me of Chris Farley and Billy Madison. Don't make me crash this goddamn bus.
I'm doing the same thing when I'm in here. I was doing armor, flying. I'm just yapping. You know the ground looks really nice from right here. I can make you sneak the damn ground.
Oh my god, zombie.
You ain't got no balls. Right to the ground. And then eventually found me flying. I said, what was that? What would you say? The ground? I wasn't gonna do it. Oh, don't say I won't do it. I won't do it.
Tree 7, Kilo traffic. Time in November 9er 79060 is on final. Runway 18 to land. Tree 7 Kilo.
Dude. Kiss my ass. Jesus Christ, you wanna fucking hug the ground, please? Hug it. Hug the fucking ground. Come on, bitch. See how slow it's taking? God damn this fucking... There you go. I crashed this bitch.
Back to the airport already, guys. So, Michael,
Yeah, I'm gonna say fuck this, abort. Abort mission. Fuck that fucking piece of shit. I will never fly that aircraft again. It's like negatively affecting me now, fucking, because I aborted it. Cessna 172, that's the good one. The DA-40 is the bad one. Okay. Wait a minute, this was the same fucking one. Wasn't it? No, this one's different. I think. I swear to God, dude. Okay, good. I don't need that bullshit.
Send the guests. Okay, on their way.
This literally has the same fucking instrument panel as that shitty ass airplane. Literally the same fucking instrument panel.
Hey,
It
Captain.
has heading, nav,
We get to share.
autopilot. This one has autopilot right here.
Today's flight, you're taking Ashley, someone who lives nearby, and her cousin over Marietta. Seatbelt fastened? Then you're all set. Let's do it. 1 Foxtrot, 1 traffic. Cessna November 49365 is taxiing to runway 14. 1 Foxtrot 1.
We have so many family memories around here. Flying over these familiar places feels like a dive into our past. I'm Ashley, by the way.
I don't give a shit what your
I'm
name is.
Sarah. It's so great hanging out with you today. By hanging out, I mean flying.
1 Foxtrot, 1 traffic. Cessna November 49365. Taking off runway 14. Departure to the south. 1 Foxtrot 1.
Taxiway on runway 14 and then take off from runway 14. At least the fucking runway over in Cancun, it's similar to this, but it's better. And that's sad. A third world country runway is better than this one.
His name is Spooderman.
Who?
Spooderman.
Who's that?
Spooderman. He's basically like basically say Spider-Man, but it's Spooderman. They even seem to have cornholio.
I've seen so many people be fucking freaked out by the spiders in Resident Evil.
Hey, this is something else.
Spider.
I saw like 4 streamers start crying. Like, yeah, it's fucking gross. I don't know. I don't know why you like them. They're gross.
They don't talk.
They're gross.
Animals are not out there to hurt you and stuff. It's just out
Spiders aren't animals. Spiders are bugs.
there. They're arachnids.
They're a bug. They're a creepy crawly bug that moves really fast and it's gross.
Well, they have lungs, they have hearts, they have a brain.
They don't have none of that.
Yes, they do.
That shadow of our plane moving over the ground feels like we're leaving a signature
They
wherever
have
we
to
go.
eat. It's like an animal does. They're like you do. They have to survive. Yeah, everything out there has to eat something.
Oh, why does it have to bite me? I didn't do nothing.
Tasty.
I didn't do nothing to it.
Well, if you mess with it and stuff, yeah, it'll bite you. But I don't know. I'm been bit by a damn spider. Well, no,
Look at the
I
sky.
have, but it
It's
was
like
a brown recluse, but that
cloud
was in
surfing,
school.
literally.
Wow, you got
I had
bit.
one like
You got bit by a Dudley spider.
yeah, in the hospital, but the other spider I used to have never got bit by it.
I used to have those little, you know, the little green lizards that they sell in a pet store. I used to have a couple of them. And one of them just was aggressive as fuck, and he always bit me. It didn't hurt, but it was
You must feel like the queen of the world when you
annoying.
fly over here at sunset. Need to try that someday.
I told one of the guys at work, he's like, I used to own this really badass saltwater fish tank, but everything just started dying and the algae got out of control. I don't know if I should get more fish, because I was talking about getting a fish tank when I buy my own house. And then I gave him the idea. I'm like, oh, don't turn it into a fish tank. Turn it into an aquarium for a lizard or something. And he's like, that sounds like a great idea. I'm like, there you go.
I've had snakes, lizards, spiders, tarantula.
You okay? Not scared? I'm too
I
excited
had
to
one
be
snake
scared.
that, I don't know, you had any smell or any sight at all. It's just like, you know, I had one trying to like devour
Here,
my,
it's Marietta, right? It's great seeing
And
the
it
world from this
did.
angle.
yeah,
And now you have 9 fingers.
no, right here. It's a small garden snake.
It'll bite your whole finger off, the zombie.
No, it won't. The damn teeth of the damn garden snake is the same teeth you find in a little lizard. It's tiny. Like when it bites, you feel the pressure of it. Didn't do anything. I said, you're not doing anything.
I bet he drew blood.
No. His teeth are tiny. At least you can catch your finger out. Yeah. I said, man, one.
I feel like we were going too
Alright,
fast for me to
stop
take it all in.
trying to chew my finger. Not working.
I thought flying would be more serene, you know? This is a little too fast for me.
And so it happens when you lose an hour. And now we have 23-hour days instead of 24.
Yeah, I would. Like 12, yeah,
I can't wait to tell everyone back home about this.
Well, it's gonna feel like one because it should still be one, but it's two.
Cessna November 49er tree 65, 6 miles south, 2000 inbound land, runway 14, 1 Foxtrot 1.
Sarah, you've gone silent? Everything all right? Just enjoying the moment. Flying over your place.
I'm so close. Come on.
Totally. I was
I
just
think
getting
I already
distracted.
fucked up this whole mission, but because when I was talking to you, I wasn't paying attention, and I saw that my RPMs were like screaming in the red. I'm like, oh god. And then when I zipped around the little loop, I did it really fast instead of at 87, but I corrected it halfway through, and so I technically got it, but I don't know how much that's going to affect my grade. And now that I have a good airplane, I should be able to land this thing like butter. If it allows
Check this
me.
out. Even the light seems different from here.
Nice ass lake. That's a big goddamn lake, dude. Yep, little islands. Oh god damn it. I hate these.
Almost there, guys. So, how's your
Almost
day?
where?
Ready for another round?
The flight went so well. Great thrills. Insane panorama over Marietta. Let's go again. You made our day, Captain.
Where the fuck are we? I have no fucking idea where we're at right now, dude. It might be like in Texas. I don't know. I'm like really far southwest. I might be like by Texas or Arizona somewhere. But there's too many trees to be Arizona, so I'm thinking it might be Texas. I know what that white line means. That means that's my landing speed. You're gonna watch me crash land. Oh, it will. This is the better one of the two, though.
This would be yeah, I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
By the time I was probably on my the fairies and stuff. We use it for
One Foxtrot, one traffic. Cessna November 49er365 is on final. Runway 14 to land. One Foxtrot, one.
Why are you going this way, dude? Dude. Wow. Bro, that's... It fucked me over. Like, all of a sudden it turned left. I was like, the fuck is it turning me that way for?
I've had that like this. I can't remember how many times that shit's done that to me. My perfectly, I was like, here we go left, we go right, or like trying to nose dive and stuff.
This landing was savage. Is that the right word? Glad we're down.
I'm fucking failing this motherfucker. Hardcore. I'm gonna make sure I get a 0. Well, guess what? If you see it, it's in the game.
Our guests seemed a bit frustrated, but I know you'll dig deep and make the necessary improvements. No doubt about it.
Oh, shut up. Fuck off. Fucking bitch. Enough out of your ass. Oh, I want to see 0. I want it to go in the opposite direction. I want it to go left instead of right. F! Jesus Christ, I got a C. Wow. 0 on the landing. Yeah, that's bullshit. It freaked out right at the end there.
So base income, you're supposed to make 17,000.
And then,
But they took 17,000 from me.
yeah, they had to take...
$20.
No, that's $20 on top of this, my regular pay.
I skipped one. So you made 1,080.
But
You're gonna take 17,000.
yeah, but I'm just saying you're making 18,000 per. Yeah, I went backwards. It would have been funny if they took my rank too. Okay, it says I'm eligible, but I only can do flight scene for $1,000. Aircraft available for purchase.
Yeah, it's Cessna.
Well, I'm looking at the jobs below too.
Yeah, cargo's 10,000. And then, but you had to do that, pay 10,000 after that, and then I think basically, yeah, you had to get an aircraft too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 10,000, and then depends on cheapest aircraft, maybe 100 some thousand.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the most expensive one in there. I think the Beluga. Use it game for cargo. I think it's 450 million.
What?
Yeah, that's the most expensive aircraft in the game. Because you can't use hands and all. Cause
No?
no, nope. It's basically the base game. Anything that's like DLC, you can't use. So, like say if you just have the standard edition, all them aircraft in there is the ones you can use. But any other DLC or any other aircraft it came from, I think Flight Sim 2020 cannot be used. Because Jack was trying to use one of the aircraft, trying to find it, and it turns out you can't. It was Learjet or medical, and you couldn't use it.
Engine rating. Needless to say, I'm gonna have to do a lot of these.
Mm-hmm. What, a lot of sightseeing?
No, just a lot. I'm talking about the specializations or the certifications.
Yep.
I'm gonna need to do the jet, multi-engine, and high performance. Instrument rating really doesn't matter. Airline, that's another one I'm gonna have to get. Turboprop airline, what the hell? Turboprop airline or airline? What? Wouldn't turboprop be here and then airline be way over here? Fucking idiots, man. This is the big moneymaker right here.
Cargo.
No, uh, airline transport. Fuck cargo. You don't make nearly as much in cargo than you do on airline transport. You make so fucking much more. Fucking Jack was arguing with me about that. He's like, well, technically you make more in cargo because you're not flying for hours. You're only flying for like 40, 50 minutes. And so you're just making more money in the long term. And I'm like, no, dude. Because one fucking job with an airline, you're fucking making 40 million. Tell me that's not a lot. You know, that's not a lot of money. Because you're wrong. That's a shitload of money. Oh. Missions. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know where the fuck I am. Pretty sure.
Texas.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Texas.
See Amarillo. Let's see what's in Texas.
But I think I'm like starting to get towards Arkansas, maybe.
No, you're not in Texas. There's Little Rock, Arkansas.
Where the hell's Little Rock?
There's Roswell.
I see Austin, Texas.
There's Roswell, Mexico.
Where?
Roswell.
Roswell, right there. I'm down, like, I think this is Texas. Yeah, San Antonio. All the way down to here.
China. Close China.
Where?
Let's see. What is it? What's in China? China. To the right.
Oh.
China.
It is China. No, it is China. It explains why they're so close to the border. I bet you there's a lot of oil here or something. Factories? Are there factories? That would explain it. Nope, no factories. Nope, no you will not. No, no, no you're not. I'm gonna leave all my groups. Why not? Oh man. Alright, zombie, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Later. No. Fuck my life.
Appreciate your help today, Cap. It's Chris here. The bird we've got to ferry back to Gladewater Mud is this freshly tuned DA-40NG. Now that it's repaired, the owner needs her aircraft flown back to a field near her place. Her name's Jessica Bullock, and she is waiting at the destination to pick it up. Fly safe, pilot.
Okay, pilot.
Tango Tango Niner, Niner traffic. Diamond November 70 Niner entry is taxiing to runway 28. Tango Tango Niner Niner.
Drink and stare at someone's forehead. Be a man.
On December 27th, 2015, a woman named Sarah Robinson was getting ready inside of her cabin on the 7th floor of a massive cruise ship. She and her boyfriend were going to dinner that night with Sarah's parents in one of the restaurants on board the ship. They only had one night left. Derek quickly matched with a woman on Tinder named Leah.
So your Patty's Day is coming. Let's attend.
I'm partnering with Allegra to show you one thing I never make fun of, women's plastic surgery. And it is for that deafening silence right there that I tell you this. We are brainwashed into thinking that it's okay to just rip any woman apart who deigns to try to look.
When I found out
know that you don't you're the that I don't wanna go home.
You've worked hard. This is how Marlon Wayans got Shorty to life.
Well, Shorty was based on a friend of mine who was a weedhead named Shorty. He actually was mad at me. He thought I did him dirty. And he's like, son, I'm suing you for character defecation. I mean, defamation. No, son, defecation, because you shitted on me. And he's like,
good morning. It is Sunday. And that means a new episode of American Pickers and History's Greatest Picks. Tonight you'll see Jersey John and I digging around.
Holy moly! Finally, a way to stop picking up satellite radio signals with.
I am back in the land of Canada. I was just in New Zealand for like maybe a week. I planned for a month, but I stayed a week because I had to fly home to handle some family stuff. But now that's taken care of, and I don't know what to do. So I might fly back soon or later.
so much negativity in the world, I thought we all needed a little boost. So since it's technically Sunday morning, I asked the official Weekend Update pastor to give us a little uplift. Please welcome Pastor Update and his band leader, Teddy.
Moonshine doesn't blind people because it's strong.
Get you the right to fuck you up. Hey, be careful what you ask for. Motherfuckers with I don't give a fuck everybody up. I'll fuck you up. You gotta hit them in the right spots.
I was dying. God, why did it snow? What do you think? Cold, huh? Yeah, give it a sniff. Oh, you like it? Very cold. Fresh snow. Look at that face. The time has finally come for me to teach him how to truly run a combine.
Bro, it's really hard to see.
How did I get here? King of the grill and the gold. It started when Babismo opened up my world. Losing my sight to the DME worried me. But thanks to Babismo, I've improved.
Okay, so when you move in somewhat, even the...
They're not even in the same con.
I created a full-size toilet candle and my girlfriend says it's useless, but today I'm going to prove her wrong. Hey, I set up a date for us. Oh, yeah, come and look at the tank. S'mores. I love this.
Oh yeah, dude.
Did you know that the short person we
Sure. Yeah. Curious aroma.
Interesting blend. Interesting bullshit. That's the bomb right there. The bomb? Yeah. The bomb. Smoking shit. Hector.
So this dude is a tourist from Canada who went to Las Vegas. He stole a flamingo from a hotel, took it to his room, and tortured it. When they went in the room, they found a bunch of blood and feathers everywhere. This poor flamingo's name was Peachy. I'm not sure if y'all got some weird traditions regarding birds up there or whatever, but here in the U.S., we don't do that shit. We just whoop y'all's ass in hockey. Don't make us come up there and whoop y'all's ass in real life, though.
All right, fries.
It's kind of like the little Lego and the big Lego. We just fit perfectly. Yeah. Friends, man. I consider him a friend above everything. Post is just like one of the sweetest guys you'll ever meet. He truly. People are like, Joe, you're the nicest artist ever. I'm like, I'm kind of an asshole. Post is really a sweet guy, man. It's just been fun. We went to the WWE Clash in Paris in France. Huge wrestling thing. We're just the best part of it's been the hang, not even just getting to do it on stage. It's kind of like the little Lego.
Great detector.
Woody.
Is he taking pasta?
Detector.
Woody.
You know, when you're on camera, people have a lot to say. You always wanted to have this very slim look.
Me and Villavallo were out in London, and he woke up at noon, opened up the mini bar, and cracked open a beer. That was the first time I was introduced to day drinking.
You know, when you're on camera a lot, people have a lot to say. You always wanted to have this very slim look.
Me and Villavallo were out in London.
Look how calm this big guy is behind me. Just
Thanks for a 10-minute light. Well, it's time you were punished. Thanks for a 10-minute light. Well, it's time you were punished. You're way more of a lesbian looking than me, dude. Than you? Get right here. What? Get it from the back, too. From the back? That's your old trick,
No,
dude.
that's not my old trick.
Way, dude. You're way more...
Hola, buenos días, good morning. How many? One or two? ¿Dos con todo ya está bien? Ok. ¿Le ponemos hachiros o no hachiros, oiga? ¿A unos hachiros? Y con su chilito asado, ¿verdad? ¿Está bien? Y con su, uno con hachiro, un chilito asado, con cebollita, ni para que diga que no, oiga. Ahí le va. Hola, buenos días, good morning.
Israel may have just destroyed the last remaining operational F-14s in the entire world. The IDF said they destroyed F-14s at Isfahan Air Base, which is believed to be the home of all their remaining F-14s in service. And with roughly only 12 airworthy F-14s left, this may have been the last of them. Israel may have just destroyed the last remaining operational F-14s in the entire world. The IDF said they destroyed F-14...
Me gold. Oh, it's your gold. Of course, you're a leprechaun. So we just hand it over to you.
We'd appreciate it.
Why don't you go home to your mama?
What'd you say about me, Mama?
You want some more?
Oh, bloody me gold.
She said she wanted to show a little touch today. Let's see what you've got to check it out. 76 on the edge. Fake down and in. Yes, sir. She said she wanted to show a little touch today. Let's see what you've got to check it out.
Francis Watch and his 3 Outlanders are having a territorial dispute over our yard.
Oh, bang! I love that.
It's a beast. You rip it, you keep it. So that's like the before and after. I see. So this entire area is just pretty much gone. While destroying Iranian leadership, U.S. forces again suffered no reported casualties. I mean, this is like 2-0. This is crazy. So that's like the before and after. I see. So this entire area is just pretty much gone. While destroying Iranian leadership, U.S. forces again suffered no reported casualties. I mean, this is like churros or donuts.
There is a myth that if a human moves faster than the speed of sound, they could smash straight through a wall, like Superman. So Mythbusters decided to test it. Adam wanted to be the hero, but for safety reasons, they used a mannequin instead. To reach supersonic speed, they mounted it on a rocket sled, locked onto rails, aimed at a solid wall 300 meters away. Jamie welded the mannequin into a flying pose, gave it a cool outfit, and sent it off with champagne. Then came the power. 10 rockets, over 12,000 pounds of thrust. Countdown, ignition, launch. The mannequin hit the wall at an unbelievable speed. Boom! A huge hole appeared. So did it make it through? Here's the terrifying part. After searching the rubble, they found nothing. No mannequin, not even a fragment. High-speed cameras revealed the truth. At supersonic speed, over 5 million joules of energy hit instantly. The mannequin wasn't stopped, it wasn't crushed, it was vaporized, turned into dust, gone. For a moment, it almost looked like it passed through the wall and vanished into another dimension. There's a myth that if a human moves fast... I give you the future of gaming.
future of gaming. Earth to aliens is a dumb, dude. Aliens go on vacation every year, right? They're just like us, right? They take their kids on a trip or whatever, and the kids are so.
Fucking beautiful. I love fucking flying in the clouds. So nice. Oh.
Foxtrot traffic. Diamond November 709er entry is on final. Runway 17 to land 07 Foxtrot. Foxtrot traffic. Diamond November 709er entry is taxiing to parking 07 Foxtrot.
I would have had a rough time. Thanks for taking care of my DA-40 NG for me.
And so, what was the vulnerability? The vulnerability is anytime I do this work, I always make sure that there's a prayer of protection I say before I do that. And I had to fail to do that when I went to talk to this lady. And that left me unprotected when I walked in. I just walked in and talked to her and size stuff without having to depend on Christ for my protection. Not that was consciously going on, but that was the upshot of it. A year later, he says, I think she's had a change of mind. Would you talk to her? I said, yeah, I'll talk to her. But this time when I went in, I said a prayer of protection. I asked St. Michael to protect me. And then I said a prayer which was taught to me by an exorcist, which was, Jesus, if this person tries to curse me, I ask you that if it's your holy will, it be sent back from whence it came. But in either case, keep me protected. So I said that prayer. Walk in, talk to her. She still wants the occult knowledge that she was getting. I gave her the same story. Can't help you. You know, if you change your mind, let me know. I left. A week later, nothing had happened. And then I asked, so I called up the priest and said, well, what happened? And he said, well, just after you left, she ended up in the hospital. Which tells you two things. This is one of the reasons why people who are very high up in the occult arts, generally speaking, do not like getting involved in cursing other people because they know they can become subject to the curse that they do. The second part of it is that that Christ hears our prayers. He honored that prayer.
When you say the occult, is there a difference between the occult and Satanism?
Well, occult is more of a genus. The species would be like specific kinds of witchcraft or specific kinds of Satanism.
Okay. And when we're talking about, you brought up the 30s, 40s, and 50s in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And then that cursing the content. And then they taught the music industry and they taught the porn industry.
Right.
I mean, that just makes me think of Disney.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as we know,
just about every kid in the country watches Disney.
Yeah.
Watched Disney. I grew up watching Disney.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know it's real. I mean, I remember, I don't know, probably in my 20s, everybody started talking about the cover of The Little Mermaid and how there was a penis as one of the towers. And there was something in Aladdin that spelled sex, and one of the guys got an erection, and there's all these little parts in these movies that have some type of perversion to them.
Yes.
Is that a curse? What is that?
Well, actually, the technical term that we tend to use for that is called the revealing of the method. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
I have.
Basically, it basically means that it can be connected to a curse. They can curse this so that it has a more so that its distribution becomes more extensive and more people watch the thing. But a lot of times what that is that the thing about Satanists, and also even though it's occult and the fact that it's hidden, there's a side to diabolic psychology that even when they remain hidden, they still want to show themselves in some way. They're still going to reveal themselves in something. They can't help it. And it's the same thing you see. It's the same thing you see with Satanists. It's the same thing you see with Freemasons when they're involved in certain things. It's the same stuff you see across the board in these particular groups. And so they just tend to reveal stuff. But their hope is to, even in the revealing, that you don't know. There's a sadistic delight they get out of basically putting it to you without you even knowing it.
How much of the country or the world, I mean, this is affecting? So many people watch.
Oh yeah, I think it's
listen.
I think it's affecting just large percentage of the population. Somebody once asked me, what percentage of the adult population is diabolically obsessed, and I had to think about it a little bit. And then the number that came to me was about 25% of the adult population in this country, at least, is diabolically obsessed. So I asked several other exorcists without giving them my number, and they all came up with the same number. About 25% of the adult population is diabolically obsessed in our culture. So it's having a huge impact. Part of the other difficulty is that most people don't realize is that if something's been cursed, or if there is something evil in a particular movie or in
in a video or something of that sort, or even in an audio, each time it's played, it's offensive to God. And as a result, the demons gain empowerment through it. So if you have a sex scene in a movie, if it's replicated on a million screens, God's offended every single time that thing appears on any screen. And so that really does gain the demon's power. And this is one of the reasons why the demons will do everything they can to maintain immorality in certain areas, usually in the areas of the Sixth Commandment, or as we were talking about pedophilia, which is really empowering to the demons, especially when the pedophilia involves killing a child in a ritualistic sacrifice. The demons they really gain a certain amount of power of that. And then they also gain power just out of our sinfulness and things of that sort, but this is how they become empowered through those particular things.
You had mentioned the woman that you were talking about earlier. She had occult knowledge.
Yeah.
That the way you made it sound, it just appeared in her mind.
Yeah, that's right.
Like a download or something. What is occult knowledge?
It's basically demons can feed people two kinds of information. So occult knowledge is of two kinds. The first is they can just put an image in your imagination about what's happening in another location. If a demon is putting a thought in someone's head, they can actually put the thought in someone else's head and tell this person this is what this guy's thinking. So you see that somewhat commonly. So they can give us particular knowledge about things that are actually happening. Then this could be even through a person's history. So they can, you walk in and all of a sudden, if the person is possessed, they can start. The demons will just, if they're manifested, they'll start telling you about things that have happened in your history and you've never even met this person. So it deals with particular knowledge. The other kind is,
could that be the other side as well?
In what sense?
Could the good side, could God send somebody to read your mind?
Yes, they can. It's called divine revelation. That can happen, but it's extraordinarily rare. And just as the demons can put stuff in our minds, our guardian angels and angels can put stuff in our minds as well for the good, to kind of clue us in and things of that sort. The other form is kind of a generalized knowledge of it's like a science. So demons can actually teach people things about how physical things work. I'm personally convinced that even though I'm kind of a fan of a lot of his work, is Tesla. When Tesla was coming up with all these ideas, I'm like, how would this guy come up? And he actually describes how his inventions would come into his mind the design all complete at once, instantaneously. It wasn't that he thought, okay, if I do this and I put this together, it wasn't that. It was just the whole thing comes together in his mind. That's how demons actually communicate the knowledge to him. And there is some report, I'm still trying to track down the veracity of it, but there's a report that he was actually involved in spiritualism. But anyway, so they give us some drugs. I had, you see this in cases in session. People who have not had any serious theological training, imagine when the demons are talking, they're making theological distinctions that, someone who has my level of study knows, but the person who has never clue what it means. In fact, sometimes they'll come out of the session and what does that mean? They don't even know what it means, but it's actually very, it's at a level that and it's very clear and it's very precise, and their distinctions, their wording is done in such a way that you realize, okay, this is somebody who knows something occultly. This is not a human being. Obsession. So obsession is when they attack our interior faculties, specifically the imagination and emotions again. But unlike ordinary temptation, this is an extraordinary where it's very powerful and very strong. And the pattern that you'll tend to see with that is the person it'll just switch on and it just switches off. If it's a psychological condition, it will tend to be, it'll switch on because something external happens and the person just reacts to it. Or it'll be because psychological illnesses involve intellectual and other kinds of habits. It's consistent and it tends to act that way, so the person's always thinking about this. Whereas when it's diabolic obsession, all of a sudden, boom, they're thinking about something, they can't get their mind off of it. And then, they might pray, they might do something else, and then boom, it shuts off.
And so that's kind of a pattern that you tend to see, which switch on and switches off. But the demon sees the person's imagination and they can't think outside the box. It's like they get tunnel vision and everything they see is in that light. Then they can also move people's emotions independently of what's in our imagination, because the way we're designed psychologically is our emotions are formed by the perspective of the image that we have in our imagination. So, for example, in a guy's first marriage, his perspective on his wife is she's lovable, she's nice, she's kind, means a big respect for her. She just, well, she probably like me, or she's such a great wife, etc. 10 years later, after they've had a lot of knockdown, drag out fights, the perspective, she hasn't changed, but the perspective's changed. And so he has a different emotional reaction for her when she walks into the room. So and that's how we can actually change our emotional states just by what the perspective we take on it. Well, the demons can put that perspective on it. But what they can, and they can do that in diabolic obsession, which they often do. We call it running commentary, where it doesn't matter what the person tries to reason in relationship to, I don't know, this person's not like that, right? Yeah, but then the demon just keeps dragging it back to that perspective. But the other thing is they can move the emotions without anything in the imagination. So the person just all of a sudden, just angry. They're like, why are you angry? I don't know. I don't know why I'm mad, right? And then it shuts off just as quickly. So sometimes when you pray over people who are diabolically obsessed, when you pray over them, all of a sudden they feel this lifting of that perspective and that emotional state. They just feel a lift, and then they seem liberated, and then eventually they kind of set back in. In most cases, once in a while, it'll just stop altogether. But how entrenched the obsession is, or how strong it is going to determine how long of a period of lucidity they're going to have. So if they if you pray over them and then, for half a day, they're like, man, I feel great, I'm not thinking about this anymore, and they can engage in normal things, and then it starts to slowly set back in, well, then that tells you it's pretty strong. Whereas if it goes a week or two, and then it sets back in, then that means it's pretty light, and you just have to do certain things to get it blown out.
Does that mean it leaves and comes back, or is it still in there?
So the way obsession works is that there's what they call a period of crisis, a period of lucidity. So once a person is diabolically obsessed, unless they do specific spiritual things to get rid of it, it's going to persist where they're going to go through periods of crisis where they're obsessing about these particular things that can't get their mind off. It can be anger or fear, or it can be anything, self-loathing, it can be all sorts of things. Or even, that's why self-hatred, I tell people, look, that's what demons do, you got to stop it. But then there's also, then they go through a period of lucidity where they might have a day or two where they feel fine again, and they seem okay, and then it sets back in. And so that's the general pattern you're going to see. The longer it goes on, they're going to spiral downwards. And it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And eventually it gets to the point where they don't have hardly any periods of lucidity. And it's usually at that point that the demons will drive them to do something in that obsession, and the person become weaker through that process of giving into it and ruminating about it, because each time they give into the thought, they're empowering the demon to stay there. So over the course of time, it gets to the point where the person spirals downward, and then the demon will convince them to do something that's gravely sinful, and that opens the door to possession. And that's their goal. Possession. Okay, so possession is where demons actually take possession of a part of the body of the whole. And so there's two kinds of possession. There's perfect possession, where the person has given themselves over to the demon entirely, and then the demon possesses the whole body, and the demon is manifested all the time. Now, we don't necessarily notice that. We can't necessarily tell. The way you're going to know it is by what we call secondary signs of possession, like malice, mendacity, animus delendi. It doesn't matter. Every time this person got that, there was a politician who, every time I saw this guy, this guy's got to be possessed, because every single thing he did maximized damage within his capacity to do so. Right? And so you'll see those kinds of things, even though they don't preternaturally manifest, like they're not going to morph into something, and what is called knowledge or any type of thing. Every American each situation they're in, they just cause damage and cause difficulties. Mendacity, just a variety. So there's a number of different secondary signs. But that's perfect possession, which is rare, and the exorcists never see those because those people are not interested in getting liberated because they actually like the possession because it's giving them something as a result, that a little perk. Whereas they realize they're possessed. Yes, because yes, they know because at a certain point he reveals himself to them and says, if you give me possession, or give me your soul, or whatever the case is, then I will give you X in return for it. And the person, at that time, though, perfect possessions don't happen until the person has gotten to the point where they've given into the normal possession for some time. So that's perfect possession. Then there's partial possession, and that's where somebody possesses a part of the body, and they're only manifest during part of the time. And so the demon's not necessarily in the driver's seat all the time, and so they know through periods of crisis and lucidity as well. And so those are the different kinds of possession. And possession is, you have a number of different possessors in the case. Sometimes you get just one demon possessing. Sometimes you get legion. You know, I've had a case where it was actually legion. I'm like, yeah, I can see it because this will.
He goes, look out, white boy. And I was like, what's up? And he's like, you can't sleep here. When I looked at him, I was like, bro, you're going to have to force me up in this bitch every day because I'm sleeping in this hole. Man, I just turned around and cracked his ass. Wow. He steps back and he looks at me. He's like, oh, man, he just beats the brakes off my bitch ass. Well, then after that, I slowly started becoming cool with these dudes.
Who were you banging with?
I was Blood. I was a 5'9" bounty hunter down there.
Now that you're part of the Bloods, what happens in a race ride? You said you were part of it.
Yeah, you gotta be the first one in the chute.
Tim Greichheimer has one of the wildest crime stories I have ever heard. He grew up in a small town in Texas surrounded by gangbangers. When he was only 17, Tim got arrested for burglaries and spent the next 7 years doing some of the hardest time imaginable inside of the worst prisons in Texas. But what's even crazier is that Tim eventually became a shot caller with the 5'9" bounty hunter Blood Gang. That's right, a white guy with the Bloods. And Tim's journey didn't end after prison. He got out and immediately blew up in the meth game, making millions of dollars overnight with the Zeta and Gulf cartels. That'll be in part 2 of Tim's story, which you can get early over on our Patreon, patreon.com/TheConnectShow. Today, Tim is a private tattoo artist and makes appearances all over Texas. He does great work, so DM him on Instagram and set up your appointment. That link will be in the description below. Get ready, you guys. This is one crazy white boy. It's Tim Greichheimer, right here on The Connect, with Johnny Mitchell.
All right, everyone. I'm down here in the Dominican Republic. Just wrapped an interview with probably the biggest drug kingpin to ever come off of this island. That'll be out very soon. This week you're watching Tim, Gangster Texas Tim. This is one of the all-time greats. He was a star. I didn't even have to talk in the episode. He just told me 2.5 hours of the craziest Texas prison stories you've ever heard. Make sure to like the video, leave a comment. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please just quickly hit that subscribe button and turn on the alert bell. And I know a lot of you are unhappy by how many ads we've had to put into the episodes recently. We're going to do better. We're going to try to trim them down to make them as short as possible and put them in parts of the episode where they don't interrupt that much. Thank you for understanding. This is what pays for trips like this, where I get to interview the crazy